Okay. Okay, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Are you comfortable? Are you in a comfortable space for us to talk this morning?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm sitting out here on my porch. So, yes, I'm comfortable. I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Okay. You can go ahead and get started and just tell me a little about yourself. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Erica Simmons, and I'm a mom of five, six kids. I have grandchildren. I have a daycare, so I'm pretty busy. And my husband is a pastor of a church, so it's a lot of things that I have going on. And so I'm here today just to kind of get me together.
Okay. Sounds good. So what would be the reason for you coming to see me today?
Um, well, I think one of the reasons I kind of wanted to talk to someone is because I have noticed that the last couple years my weight has kind of got out of control, and I'm not really sure why. And I will say that I overeat, but I know I do not. But I think that it's more of maybe just some things that I got going on and not dealing with them. So I think that's one of the things that I want to target to just focus on myself is to lose a couple of pounds, not a couple. I really need to lose 10 pounds. And mainly for health purposes.
Hey, what do you feel like are some barriers or say challenges that you face while trying to work on yourself or just focus on losing those 10 pounds?
Some of the challenges that I face is time. I really don't have time or not necessarily sure on how to schedule the time in to exercise, to kind of go back to getting my walks in. Um, just that's just super busy, just so busy doing other things for other people that I have not learned how to make time for myself. And so in the process, it spiraled out of control. And my biggest concern with the weight is because it will and has been a concern for my health. That's it.
Mm. What are some positive progressive things like when you are able to make time to do these things? I know that you mentioned that you like to walk, um, but it seems like the lack of time is not always on your side. So when you do have time or you do fit that time to do something to um, play into your 10-pound challenge per se and just giving yourself back that motivation, what are some positive outcomes that you have seen when you do make the time to do those things?
The biggest thing is that I'm not as tired. So even though, say for instance, I'll go to the track and I may walk a mile and a half, you would think that I would be exhausted, but I actually get energy from doing the walks or um, not so much like a diet, but even sometimes changing some of the things that I do eat when I'm just moving so quickly, like cutting back on like real sugary things. I notice that I do have a little bit more energy. And so those are some of the things that I'm trying to get back is just not being so tired, so sluggish, so exhausted, not just because of the busy schedule, but because I'm carrying extra weight that my body is not used to carrying.
Yeah, that is totally understandable. My mom, she talks about this all the time. So
Really.
that I can totally, uh agree with some of those things on her behalf because I have to hear about those things. Well, I just want to go back and talk about the goals. You say that it is, even though you want to lose the 10 pounds and sometimes you don't have the time, sometimes you may lack just motivation just from being tired and dealing with personal things that you kind of deflect from paying attention to that goal. Um, I I see that you do enjoy walking, and when you do those things, that you do feel well rested, you feel energized. So just focusing on one thing at a time. If you want to lose 10 pounds, focus on maybe just losing 5. Implementing just little things into your diet. I see that you have coffee this morning. So after you drink your coffee, maybe match that coffee with the cold water, or just making sure that even though that you don't always have the time, and I see that you are a busy mom and a busy grandma, you have to make sure that you do take care of yourself so that you can be the best version of you for your family. Um, for treatment or things like that, I would just say just focus. Focus on what you want to do in that current time. If it's a 10-day matter where you say, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Focusing on that one thing at that time. If it's just getting outside to take a walk, looking at your week and at a glance, okay, during this week, what do I need to do? How can I fit a walk in 3 days a week or 2 days a week? If I don't have the time, I'm going to cut back on my sugary drinks, and I'm just going to drink water, just to make sure that even though the time is not there, there's always some sort of action that is going into play to keep you on that, right track that you want to be on. Um, just because you say that your health is one of the main concerns, um, just making sure that you do regular weigh-ins maybe twice a week, just to see where you are, even though you don't walk or do extensive exercise. Consuming water on a regular basis does help with just maintaining other things that we may not see inside our body as well. I know that it is early in the morning and people have things to do. I'm sure you have things to do. So moving forward, what is your plan? How would you like to implement just different things or things that maybe I have mentioned during the time that we've been on this call?
Um, you know what? You said something about the water. I start really good and then I fall off because I am a coffee drinker. So I do think that um, adding more water just to my everyday, excuse me, would help. Just not so much for weight loss, but to maintain just trying to be in a pattern of just being more mindful of what I drink, what I put into my body, because I do know that I don't consume enough water, and maybe to fill me up, I won't want as many chocolate donuts. I don't know. And the focus, like, wait a minute, always go back to remembering my goals, focusing on me instead of what's always on my to-do list. Is so tedious. I got to do this and this and this, but to focus, that was key for me. In spite of everything else on my list, focus on me as well. And the health I'm in hasn't spiraled out of control, but I do have a history in my family of, some health issues, diabetes, things like that. And so I know that with the weight increasing, I don't want to be.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta go get my charger. The computer is going to die.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry for the interrupting. These electronics, they just don't work
That
like
happens all the time. I ain't tripping. No,
uh,
I'm done. I was basically just saying that I don't want to be that one that like some of my other family members that have had tons of different medical issues, and kind of starts with the weight and other things just start kind of getting out of control. I think more mindful because I know that it is and has been like a pattern in my family. So if I can get this under control, then I could possibly avoid some of the other things that I know that my family is attached to, with diabetes and hypertension and those things that come along with just allowing your body to spiral out of control.
I I love to hear it. So I'm gonna challenge you before we leave, before we end our session, to drink more water and just focus on spending and doing those things for yourself, focusing on, even if it's on a day like today, which is Sunday, when you get the time, once you're settled, to look at your week. What do you have to do outside of your regular work schedule? What are the things that are most important, and prioritize those things? And at least 2 days or 3 days a week, take that time for yourself, whether if it's sitting on the porch like you're doing now and filling up your
Mhm.
cup and get some sun and drink you some cold water, or if it's, on a late Friday night, taking that walk that you may have missed on a Tuesday, just making sure that at least once or twice a week that you make the time to spend with yourself.
Absolutely. I thank you very much.
I thank you for talking with me, and if you ever need me, just feel free to reach out.
All right. Thanks, Miss Shauntee. I
Thank
appreciate you.
you. Have a good Sunday.
All right. All right. Talk to
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.